Now, we talked earlier about the enforcement of mask rules and the concern that it's brought to communities who don't want to see reopening rolled back. So what's actually happening to enforce those rules and keep numbers low? 2 on Your Side's Dave McKinley looked into that today in Amherst as we bring you facts, not fear.
The local governments are not doing their job.
The supervisor of the largest town in western New York says they're doing their best.
We want to do a good job, but it's also almost impossible to enforce everything.
Enforcement at bars and restaurants pretty much falls to the county health department, which has cited several of them for violating the rules. Likewise, the state has some power to exercise over other types of businesses under the licenses it grants to operators. But when it comes to smaller local governments, Amherst Town Supervisor Brian Culpa says they've tried to exert what authority they can. For example, town-sponsored recreation leagues had to produce plans for the town to meet the state guidelines and agree to abide by them, and he confirms there have been cases where warnings have been issued.
It's not something that we love to have to do.
The town also patrols its parks to be on the lookout for large gatherings, but like many other mandates historically passed down from the state to local governments, these ones came without additional resources, which means the gatherings the governor expects them to police may not involve the police, but a code enforcement officer or some other town official.
As far as looking at private properties, though, we're not in the business of entering private property for patrol.
That would be more a matter for police. Last week, the governor amended a previous executive order which gives police the power to enforce regulations as violations of the public health law. And he says the cops have not been doing their jobs either.
The police department is not there to inform them of mask compliance. Police departments have to enforce the law.
Coming up at 6, though, the district attorney weighs in on the practicality of what police can actually do under the law. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.